Now, Zach Wilson is set to become a free agent yet again. It is reported that the Denver Broncos aren't really that interested in re-signing him. They already have a backup in Jared Stidham, been around a long time, and I just feel like he's a lot more steady than Zach Wilson at this point. And of course, Bo Nix is their man going forward. But Zach Wilson, man, I feel like he could potentially be this year's Sam Darnold. I really do. I really, really do believe that. Say what you want about Zach Wilson's career, but he did have moments with the New York Jets. He definitely did. And all things considered, even if you put all of his miscues and all of his not so pretty play aside, I think we can all agree that that organization has been really dysfunctional the past 8 years. So for a guy, a QB, to have any sort of success on the Jets, I feel like that's definitely an accomplishment and a milestone. Even Zach Wilson, when he was the quarterback, he finished with a better win-loss record than Aaron Rodgers did. So I think that's impressive as well. And he got drafted in the top 3 for a reason. The dude has a great arm. He's extremely athletic. I still feel like he has the potential to be a QB in this league. A starting QB? Not sure, but hypothetically, I would love to see Zach Wilson with Kevin O'Connell or Sean McVay. I'd be really, really captivated to see what he could do, and I think he would be successful. Maybe I'm being a bit too positive, but that's just me. Let me know if you have any belief in Zach Wilson. Now, honestly, sky is the limit for Zach Wilson. There will definitely be a lot of suitors for him for this upcoming free agent period, just because I still feel like a lot of people believe in him and they know that he still has untapped potential to a certain extent. Now, he could go the route of signing to another team that he could learn from for another year, another developmental type role, or he can try and sign to a team where he can potentially compete for the QB1 position. Honestly, I'm not sure what route he's going to take, but there was a recent article on CBS that the Chiefs could potentially be interested in Zach's services. They have recycled through veteran QBs over the year. Carson Wentz has been their QB this past year, and who knows if he'll be back for the 2025 season, which, by the way, Carson Wentz is also another candidate to be the next Sam Darnold for the 2025 year. We'll have to see how all that plays out. But yeah, man, hypothetically, Zach Wilson on the Chiefs, maybe learn a bit from Mahomes, maybe learn a bit from Andy Reid. Like I said, to take another year to kind of hone in his skills to a certain extent, and then potentially try to go to a team where he could compete for the QB1 job in the 2026 season. Not a bad plan, in my opinion. Not a bad plan at all. Some other potential teams for Zach, maybe the Minnesota Vikings, honestly. Especially if Sam Darnold walks. Why not have your QB room that has JJ McCarthy, Daniel Jones, and Zach Wilson? Why not have all 3 guys there? I think that would be a good fit. And like I mentioned earlier, I really think Zach Wilson and O'Connell can potentially work. If O'Connell can make it work with Josh Dobbs, I really think he can make it work with anybody. Another team to keep your eye on, LA Rams. It is reported that Matt Stafford will be back for the 2025 season, but to have Zach Wilson there as the QB2, I know Jimmy G and Stenson are still on the roster as of today, but if I'm Sean McVay, I'd totally rather have Zach Wilson as my QB2 than those 2 guys. And you have to start thinking about the future if you are the Rams. So to have Zach Wilson there, to be the guy waiting and learning behind Matt Stafford, I think that'd be a pretty good plan post that Matt Stafford era, which should be very, very soon. So even if they don't get Zach Wilson, they definitely have to start thinking about the future of that quarterback room. Another team, maybe the Pittsburgh Steelers. We have no idea what they're going to do with their QB1 this year. Are they going to bring back Justin Fields, Russell Wilson, someone in the draft? Not sure, but that whole team is just a giant question mark. Another team, the Miami Dolphins, they definitely need a backup quarterback with how their past season has gone and just with Tua in general. Tyler Huntley and Skylar Thompson were pretty abysmal for them, and I just think Zach Wilson would be a solid QB2 behind Tua, and he'd probably get playing time in the 2025 year. And to have Tyreek Hill, Jalen Waddle, and all those RBs, not a bad spot for Zach at all. Not a bad spot. And of course, the glaring teams that need a QB, the Raiders, the Browns, and the Titans. So I'd say that's my list of teams that Zach Wilson could probably end up on. Now, out of all those teams, I would definitely want him to go to an average team or an above average team. I would definitely recommend him avoiding teams like the Browns, the Titans, and the Giants. But if Zach has an opportunity to link up with Kevin O'Connell or Sean McVay, I feel like that's a no-brainer. And even to learn behind Patrick Mahomes for a year, to be coached by Andy Reid and Matt Nagy, I feel like that's not a bad spot at all, man. But if I really had to pick one, and if I was hypothetically Zach Wilson's agent, I would really be pushing for the Rams or the Vikings. And in that third spot, I feel like the Miami Dolphins definitely wouldn't be a bad place either. Mike McDaniel, he's a competent guy, and I just feel like that would be a really good spot for him to potentially be successful one day. Let me know if you are a believer in Zach Wilson, and do you think he could potentially be this year's Sam Darnold? Let me know in the comments below. Or do you think he's just going to be the old Zach Wilson, the guy who just at times doesn't really look like an NFL QB? Let me know. If you made this far, please subscribe and like the vid. It'd help out your boy a ton. That's all I got for right now. Peace.
The Jets will be trying to make it 3 successful drives in a row as they retake the field here on offense, partner.
They got a great feeling from the offense so far. In other words, they're confident, they feel good, so you need a team calling plays that keeps the offensive players in a positive frame of mind. You do that, hey, I wouldn't be surprised to see him march down here and score again.
The Jets come to the line of scrimmage and empty out the backfield. Everyone split out wide. Hopkins tackled down. Right now, this offense doesn't have much to complain about. Holding on to the lead here in the first half. And the passing game, partner, has been very sharp.
Well, they're probably going to complain that they could have more points because you can never have enough points, Jim. We all know that. But the offensive line, wide receivers, quarterback, and even the coach on the sideline all having a very good first half.
He's going to be tackled right around the 24-yard line.
Well, returning punts is a tough job. It's about...
The Jets got absolutely nothing out of their previous possession, and here they are back on the field. Another 3 and out, I would have to think, would be very demoralizing to this team right now, Phil.
Yeah, it's going to be...
Ninkovich takes down the quarterback. It's now 2nd down. The Jets come out in a bunch set. He'll take the snap from the gun. Should have had it.
Well, but it's 3rd and long. I'll just say this, be very careful on the offensive side.
They face 3rd down after the incomplete pass.
Let's go.
From the shotgun. Amaro's got the catch and the first. While this game is tied, the passing attack has been on go. So moving forward, Phil, they have to like the situation the rest of the way.
Oh, they love the situation on the offensive side, Jim. The coach is over there. He doesn't know which play to call because everything he calls in the passing game, it's working.
The ball is jarred out of his hands.
Well, sometimes when you have a talented receiver, you just got to put up with plays like that. He might drop a few, but when he does catch it, they can make a big play.
And getting back to the Patriots and Jets, there's no one here to kiss anyone's rings on this occasion.
Yeah, that was a famous words by Rex Ryan, but I'll tell you,